Welcome to Brownsville, Brooklyn, the home of the Lions here at Brooklyn Collegiate High School. It's the opening round of the PSAL playoffs in the always tough Brooklyn AA division, and Lions head coach Jacob Edwards hoping his 10th-seeded team does not take the 23-seeded Flushing Red Devils lightly on the road to the March 8th PSAL basketball championship that will be played for the first time ever at the Barclays Center in downtown Brooklyn. Brooklyn Collegiate finished the regular season 10-6. Meanwhile, Flushing, coached by Charles Richardson, finished 5-11, and those 5 victories were the most division wins since 2010. Starting 5 for Flushing will be Kyle Williams, a senior guard, Marcus Bostic, a senior, Garfield DePaul, Jordan Royal, Shaheem Green. Over on the Brooklyn Collegiate side, that veteran explosive lineup, Najee Banks, Adrian Williams, Craig McKenzie, Willie Barnes, and DeVere Creighton. The official for tonight's game is Glenn Cummings and Darryl Baldwin, and I'm joined on the broadcast by my partner, Dexter Henry, and man, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we expect this to be a good one. Brooklyn Collegiate's been ready for this moment. Talked to Coach Edwards yesterday, told me how ready they are for the playoffs. And Flushing, they're ready to try to make their mark, see what they can show in the landscape of the PSAL, Joby.
All right. And it looks like Flushing will control that opening tip. But you have a guy, man, they started off right off the wrong foot here, Dexter, and obviously a case of nerves here in the playoffs, and they're going to be playing a very, like I said, veteran-laden team in Brooklyn Collegiate.
Yeah, this is a new experience for Flushing. Got to remember, 5-11 this year in the regular season. That's their most wins since 2010 when they had 2 victories. So this program's growing in the Queens AA division.
And you see right away, you see that veteran leadership going right to the rack, Craig McKenzie, and he's really the guy that stepped in when Jalil went down.
Yeah, he's the guy that stepped up a lot. He's been their general on the floor. He's been a leader. His ability to score in the paint. He's averaging over 4 assists per game. So this is a guy who's been really ready. Coach Edwards has been very happy with how he's played thus far, and he'll look to continue it today.
And talking about Jalil Tripp, he was their star point guard. Unfortunately, was shot in December. Came back, had surgery in January. He's told me before the game he'll be ready to go for Brooklyn Collegiate next season, and he'll start playing basketball in August.
Yeah, the best thing about him is he got a year of extra eligibility, which is a good thing for a guy like him. A tremendous player, has done a great job. He's the best player on his team, no doubt. So that was a tough blow, Joby, for Brooklyn Collegiate once they lost him.
Yeah, fouls right out the gate. Flushing going to the line early. BK Collegiate up 2-0 early in the first quarter. And Shaheem Green at the line, the junior, trying to get his team on the board and really settle the team down. You see these guys coming in here all the way to Brooklyn against a very good Brooklyn Collegiate team, and everybody expects Brooklyn Collegiate to be there deep in the playoffs. I remember them taking the top seed Lincoln to overtime right in this gym.
Yeah, they did. That was a game in which I think it really showed this team that even without Tripp, that they can play. Here's a shot from Adrian Williams that misses, but showed that they can play with the best teams in the city.
And you see that big body, DeVere Creighton, muscling up down low. BK Collegiate up 4-2. And these teams out and running, going right to the rack. 2 in the foul.
Nice finish there.
Shaheem Green, man.
Yeah, Shaheem Green on a broken play. But here's the thing, Joby. This is what Brooklyn Collegiate likes to do. When they have a team that they think can't handle their press, they're going to press them early. They're going to go after them early, and they're going to try to get the ball out of the point guard's hands, of best scorers. So Coach Edwards didn't like the breakdown there. I'm sure about that. And
Shaheem Green gives Flushing the lead early, 5-4. Still in the first quarter here on the campus of Brooklyn Collegiate. But you see them going aggressively down low. They've got the size advantage, and they're going to use that time in and time out down there in the paint. DeVere Creighton, 2 with a possible 3-point play.
Yeah, DeVere Creighton is a big guy, and he takes up a lot of space. But the great thing you like about his game is he can play from the inside and the outside as well. So that's a great thing about Creighton, and he's going to be a tough matchup today for them.
BK Collegiate back up 6-5, and that pressure defense giving them points off the turnover. Craig McKenzie, the leader out there, and you see that pressure right away, man. They're staying with it.
Yeah, this is a good start for Brooklyn Collegiate. 9-5 with 6:59 to go in the first quarter. We apologize we don't have the clock working for you guys right now, but we'll have that up soon.
And right off the inbounds, Willie Barnes. 9-5. We'll take a quick timeout, and Dexter, so far what you see right now is what we expected. A lot of guys that have played together. These guys actually from Brooklyn Collegiate have played together since sophomore season.
Yeah.
So that's why they've had such good success in the PSAL.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely, whenever you have continuity and no matter what you do, it's going to help in some kind of ways. It doesn't always equate to success, but it can definitely help. And these guys, I came and saw a lot of these kids play together as freshmen in the A division. They've grown up into nice young men, and they're playing tough basketball right now. Here's another turnover.
Off the trap. BK Collegiate scoring off the turnover. Najee Banks off the glass, and he's a late addition to the lineup. He came up from JV because they had some injuries on their starting lineup. So the coach told me that he needed to get Najee up there, and he's been really a contributor.
Yeah, and they have a lot of confidence in him. That's the thing. They always told me to watch these kids. The whole coaching staff said, watch this kid. This kid's going to be good. We like him in JV. He plays with a lot of energy. You saw he almost came up with a steal right there as Najee comes off the court. But he plays with a lot of energy. They like what he brings to the table. And, hey, when you could trust a young guy like that who's coming off the JV squad and put him into a playoff game, Joby, that's always a good thing.
Oh, yeah. And Flushing trying to break that press. Successful in bringing the ball over the line. Trying to get some dribble penetration, bring it back out on top. And we'll see them try to rotate that ball around, Dexter.
It's going to be key if they can get easy scores. But it doesn't look so easy. But it's easier said than done, I should say. Right?
Shaheem Green off that miss, and here we go. Back the other way. BK Collegiate attacking the rim, pulling it back out. Jumper was off. Flushing. Trying to get in transition, but they're going to slow it down. And you see BK Collegiate falling back there, but they like to go man-to-man a lot, end-to-end, Dexter.
Yeah, they definitely do. And once they do that, they can get up really big early. So that's their game plan early on. You're going to see a lot of pressing and trapping.
Once again, on the run. Missed the flush. And Flushing trying to get something going here. They're down 13-5 here in the first quarter at Brooklyn Collegiate. And one thing you got to see is that these guys are kind of undersized. You know, they're trying to match up, but it's going to be tough for them throughout.
Yeah, it's going to be. You can see the size difference. Look at this. Creighton on the perimeter. He's so much a big guy, so much length and strength out there on the perimeter.
Nice drop. Garfield DePaul, the junior forward, showing nice touchdown there in the paint, but BK Collegiate back the other way quickly and trying to convert on the other end.
4:51 to go in the first quarter, and Collegiate with a 13-7 lead. They're keeping the pressure on, but they've missed some easy opportunities at the other end, Joby, so they got to capitalize on those.
A little sloppy there. Bad ball handling.
You know, taking care of the ball is always going to be key in any game, and you want to see your guys take care of the ball. Yeah, Flushing's had a bunch of turnovers, but so did Brooklyn Collegiate, so if either team is to win this game, they're going to have to take care of the basketball.
And we see Rashad John into the game for Brooklyn Collegiate, the senior guard, averaged 9.1 points per game. He's the go-to guy, and they said that he's a great guy in the shooting zone over the top, making an impact early on the drive.
Yeah, this is another kid I like right here. He's a tremendous kid. He's provides a length, but the best thing about it, Joe, he's also able to stretch the floor for them. A game I watched here against boys and girls, he had the stroke going from the three-point line, and you see what he can do there in the open court as well, too. So this is a very balanced team. They got guys that can shoot, they got guys that can stretch the floor, and that's always a good thing. And
Coach Jacob Edwards obviously using Rashad John as a catalyst and his senior leadership out there, and here goes that man-to-man pressure in the half court. And they'll try to cause a turnover. Flushing gets the ball over the line. Very physical early on.
Yeah, Flushing barely able to break that trap right now. And you know, it's only 4:25 left to go in the first quarter, but a lot of physicality here, Joby.
Hey,
nobody wants to go home now.
Single game elimination, man.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It's win or go home. So Ooh.
Nice shot from the corner. Jordan Royale, the senior forward.
That was a nice shot. And this is the Cardinal sin. You never want to foul the jump shooter. And this is what drives coaches crazy. So right now, Coach Edwards, he's just shaking his head there on the bench. Nice jumper by Jordan Royale. But hey, you got to look at it like this. It is 4:22 to go here in the first quarter. Joby, and it's a 16-10 game. This is a game, you mentioned this earlier. A lot of people don't Flushing winning or having a chance. So what do you like what you see from them early on?
Well, obviously they came in confident with everything to gain and nothing to lose here.
That's right. Sometimes that's the danger of the team.
BK Collegiate making it happen for themselves, and obviously they will keep that pressure on man-to-man. The score now 18-11, still in the first quarter. Lions up over the Red Devils.
Another turnover forced by the Collegiate Lions. They'll look to attack here.
Man.
What'd I say?
You talk about a guy that came in hot. Rashad John has been the catalyst so far, and he's filling buckets up for Coach Edwards.
That's a guy you got to watch on the floor. You got to watch John because he can light it up from outside.
Have to say both teams a little sloppy early in this first quarter, and you wonder if they're going to be able to settle down when they head into the second.
Yeah, I think that's something to see. More so even on the Brooklyn Collegiate side. I think Flushing's going to be a little bit nervous playing on the road. First trip to the AA playoffs in a long time, and you can see their nerves again. Another missed shot there. Flushing has shown me something, but right now Collegiate is on a 7-0 run, and that they've really got themselves some separation right now. So 21-11, 3:12 to go in the first quarter.
And you would expect this team, who's taken a Lincoln to overtime in this gym, and I saw them play in Coney Island against Lincoln early on, and they actually tied them at half, which is pretty unbelievable before Lincoln was able to pull away. Isaiah Whitehead, the McDonald's All-American, had to help Lincoln over the top in overtime to win that game against Brooklyn Collegiate. So they've been in some big games, and they know what it takes to win. And one thing that people have said most often about them is every time they hit the floor, they expect a victory.
Yeah.
The Lincoln coaching staff had tremendous respect for them, and they expect them to be a formidable team going throughout the PSAL playoffs.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think, and it's amazing how quickly they've gained respect in their 2 years in the Brooklyn PSAL AA division. You remember this team that's just new to this division. Instant respect, they play tough every night. That's a testament to their coaching staff, Joby. They play tough every night, prepared, and like you said, they expect to win. They expect to win. They're not afraid of anybody. I'll just put that out there. They are not afraid of anybody. They think they can win. We talked about how the fact they have no Jaleel Tripp. And for everybody out there, that's a guy we're going to talk to at halftime, so it'll be good to hear from him.
BK Collegiate, several misses down on the other end. And I'm sure their coach is going to talk to them about that at halftime. The guys need to really settle down.
Yeah.
And they're off and running, but they're not converting.
Yeah, they aren't. There's a lot. You just saw. Well, John made a good play there. He passed up to McKenzie, who missed a wide open three. That's a shot he usually knocks down. So hopefully they settle down. There's a lot of nerves in the first. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you're Coach Edwards right now, you're looking at a 21-11 lead with 2:46 to go in the first quarter. So, I mean, I'm sure he'd like a larger lead. You never feel comfortable until you triple zeros on the clock.
And you got to think that Coach Charles Richardson, who's right out here coaching him up, he's doing a great job so far keeping his Flushing team in it. And, of course, they've been the beneficiary of some sloppy play by the Lions, but he's got to feel pretty happy. He's only down by 10. We've expected pretty much BK Collegiate to come out smoking.
And the thing is, he knows that this is a huge learning experience for his program. This is a team that, I'm no disrespect to the Queens AA division, but it's not the level of competition in the Brooklyn AA division. And, he knows that this is a way he can build up his program and gain more confidence from these kids. So this is big for them, a big learning experience for these guys.
And you talk about the top seeds in the PSAL playoffs that had a bye in the first opening round. Lincoln, the number 1 seed. Wings are number 2 out of the Bronx. Cardozo out of Queens. Ron Niclario, legendary coach, number 3 seed. Jefferson, they were the PSAL runner-up last year, always there in the finals. Number 4 seed Curtis is the number 5 out of Staten Island, and of course South Shore rounds out those top 6 seeds that took a bye and then will play on Thursday.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see those teams once they get into action. Will any of them be upset in the second round? That's what everybody's looking to see.
BK Collegiate having a tough time finding the rim. This game could have been they up by 20 if they hit some of these shots, but of course Flushing managing to stay in it and attacking down low, turning the ball over. 22-11 here in the first quarter. BK Collegiate. Opening round of the PSAL AA playoffs. Wow, a lot of hustle.
Got a jump ball here.
Again, you know, you look at teams this deep into the season, you would expect them to be a little more polished, right?
Yeah, you would think so, but it's the playoffs, you know, and everybody's nervous at this point. Everybody's still, it doesn't matter what it is, you know, you still have that thought of, you know, are we going to get knocked out? Is my season going to end today? You know, nobody wants that feeling.
BK Collegiate running their half-court game, unsuccessful on that end. Flushing will try to creep back in this one and close the gap, but they're getting pressure from end to end. And so far, that pressure has yielded some turnovers by Flushing, but they're settling down and trying to get away from that trap. BK Collegiate successful on the turnover, back the other way. The miss, and it's Flushing. Again, these guys just are having a tough time finding that bucket.
Yeah, the shooting percentages are not one to be desired in this first quarter. More so on the collegiate end, you know, I'm seeing them not, a lot of things what they're able to do is off their traps, are able to run and fast break, and they're getting the opportunities, they're just not finishing. You saw Adrian Williams miss the layup there. Creighton gets blocked. Here's John for a 3. So they're not able to score right now, and that's got to be frustrating to the team, but hopefully they settle down in the next quarter.
You know, I talked to Coach Jacobs prior to the game, and I asked him, would your team be too overconfident with the fact that Flushing came in here with such a terrible record? And he told me, no way. We're going to handle our business game by game, and we expect to stay on the road to Barclays Center.
That's the confidence we like to hear.
Nice drive. Craig McKenzie, 2 with a possible 3-point play. Nice hang time on that one.
Yeah, nice drive there. Nice finish for him.
Actually, that's not Craig
That
McKenzie.
wasn't McKenzie, sorry.
That's Cheyenne Nettleton.
Yeah, who's playing in his first game back. He was injured. He was injured for a while. Had an ankle injury, and this is his first game back. He was the starting point guard, but Coach Edwards is actually bringing him off the bench. So he's a guy now, Joby, that runs the team well, will get others involved, but can attack the rim like you saw there. So he's just trying to get his win back right now. So once Cheyenne gets that win back, he's going to be a major player for them here in the postseason.
Yeah, Nettleton, a great perimeter player. Back the other way, BK Collegiate. 24-11. Actually 26-11 now in the first quarter. And now you see that pressure mounting.
There you go. Devere Creighton with the steal and the finish right there. And he's that tough guy. He's a huge matchup. I like to look at him. I call him Mini Mello. He's got a big frame. He scores from the inside and the outside, and he's a matchup problem.
Devere Creighton, 15.8 points per game, 9.1 rebounds per game. Again, the toughest player, gets the dirty work done down low. And Coach Edwards talked a lot about him being a guy that was an instrumental leader physically and verbally out there on the court.
Yeah, and he is. And he's a confident kid. I talk to him at the games when I attend. He's very confident about what the team could do. He told me yesterday this team's going to be ready for this game today. And now we're starting to see a little bit more dominance. Ooh, nice move to beat the clock.
Shaheem. Wow.
Didn't see that coming. End of the first quarter, clock running down. Nice reverse layup to beat the clock.
Shaheem Green, the junior, getting it done. And 26-13, Lions up. But Flushing staying confident and not allowing themselves to get blown out thus far.
Yeah, you got to like how Flushing's been able to stay in the game. End of the first quarter, it's 26-13. They're doubled up, but they'll look to stick in this game as long as they can. Brooklyn Collegiate, they're going to try to, regroup. You see them right now talking in the huddle. They're going to try to regroup and get ready to for the second quarter.
Talk about Brooklyn Collegiate. They have been in the AA 2 years now, but they've actually won a single A title.
Yes.
And so this team, again, you talk about continuity, and you've got sophomores that evolved into great juniors and seniors. They've got a great blueprint for success here, and they've got the players to pull it off.
Yeah, I think so. I think the continuity is so key. And, the guys, Devere Creighton, Adrian Williams, Jalil Tripp, these are the guys who were freshmen when they won that title 2 years ago. And it was very impressive to see 7 freshmen on that team. I remember coming here and working on the story with that. When I heard that story from Coach Edwards, I thought that was impressive. But maybe it's more impressive what they're doing now, Joby. They've grown up, they're playing against tougher competition, and they're still winning basketball games.
Again, that sophomore, Najee Banks, number 3 for BK Collegiate. They're looking for him to be a catalyst out here, and you see how quick he is on defense.
Very quick.
He was a late call-up from the JV program, and you got to think about a guy like him, because when I look at him, I remember Desir Buey from Wings.
Yeah.
As a sophomore, got a lot of playing time, and he's a great player right now for Wings, and they're the number 2 seed in the playoffs. So valuable playing time for the young man, and he's only got upward swing on him. You got
to give credit to the coaching staff for having confidence there, Joey, because not every coach is willing to put a sophomore in that position to help contribute on a winning program, like a Wings Academy, like a Brooklyn Collegiate.
That's right. 26-13. We're in the second quarter here on the campus of Brooklyn Collegiate. The Lions, a heavy favorite in this one, but Flushing managing to not get blown out thus far. And you see Marcus Bostic converting on that free throw, trying to clip away at that lead.
Well, it's going to be one basket, one possession at a time. But the key for Flushing, if they want to get back in this game, is they definitely have to cut down on the turnovers and have to find some way to deal with the trap and press of Brooklyn Collegiate. And
Bostic was good on both of those free throws. It's 26-15 now. And let's see if BK Collegiate to settle down and run their offense. Attacking the rim. But Flushing down with the rebound, and they'll try to get going the other way. They like to slow it down. The coach likes to run a lot of zone on both ends, so mismatching styles here.
Interesting thing is they've got some speed at the guard position. I think if they can settle down into their offense and able to break down the D of Brooklyn Collegiate, they have a shot to get back in this game. But it's going to start on the defensive end, one possession at a time. They got to get some stops.
BK Collegiate, the block, back the other way now for Flushing. And they're trying to keep the heat on, stay in this one, and hope to convert.
Yeah, that's nice aggressive on the possession. They were able to break the trap in the middle of the floor and get it to the right side, and then they get a shot, from the right side and a foul. So that's definitely a move that you want to see. They're being aggressive. They're trying to attack. They got a 15-footer, got the foul, but they're getting the chip away. Free throws, you got to hit your free throws. Free throws
really count, especially in the postseason, and they are hitting their free throws right here. Marcus Bostic, the senior, patient, good form at the line, and converting, and that is really helping his team stay in this game. They're going to try to get to the line as often as possible.
And listen, this is where senior leadership comes into play. Marcus Bostic, you've been here, you've been leading the team at the guard position. You've got to make the smart plays like that when you break the trap, as he misses the second and then able to get a shot off like that. There's a nice offensive rebound and putback there.
By Garfield DePaul, junior forward. It's now 26-18 in the second. Flushing creeping back in this one. And BK Collegiate just not getting it done on the other end because they're just not, they're not handling the ball properly.
Yeah, back-to-back possessions with 2 turnovers, and now it's an 8-point game. So the keys we said for Flushing is hurting Brooklyn Collegiate right now. They're not taking care of the ball.
Right. And you feel that confidence growing for the Red Devils.
Yeah, they're a little bit more patient in their offense right now, Joby. Like that. Look at this nice move here.
And getting to the cup right there. Man, Flushing climbing back in at 26-20. It's a 6-point game now, and you got to wonder what's going on with BK Collegiate not defending the home court as well as they should.
Yeah,
but I'm sure they're going to get an earful at halftime.
Yeah, you heard a couple guys on the bench. They weren't happy with that. The offensive rebound they gave up at one end, but back on offense, they get the ball right down to Creighton. Creighton does what he does, using that big frame, get into the bucket, gets 2 free throws.
DeVere missing. And now Craig McKenzie back into the game. He's been the leader in place of Jalil Tripp on the floor for BK Collegiate, so obviously Coach Edwards looking for him to help gather the troops and get them on the right track.
Yeah, and well, this is a tough break for Collegiate here, Joby. 2 missed free throws. It is a 6-point game with 6:25 to go in the second.
Blown opportunities, meanwhile Flushing stepping up their tempo, and you can see that confidence growing, going straight to the hole. Now BK Collegiate with another opportunity to open up their lead. Foul on the other end.
You can see that confidence growing for Flushing. Bostic right now, when he gets the ball, now he looks like he knows what he wants to do. Now he's confident. He's willing to attack the basket, and I think that's going to be the key for the Red Devils. They have to put pressure on Brooklyn Collegiate. They have to continue to attack the basket time and time again.
Willie Barnes at the line. Man, another miss. Barnes, a forward who can shoot that 3. Great perimeter player, but he's got to really convert on that line. That's where they're really hurting right now.
Yeah, he's another one of the leaders that stepped up well in the absence of Jalil Tripp as he knocks down the second.
It's 27-20. Second quarter action here at BK Collegiate. Opening round of the Brooklyn AA playoffs. Now applying pressure. Flushing trying to break that press. A lot of physicality in this game. Guys are leaving it all out on the floor, Dexter.
Yeah, they are. That was a little miscommunication there between McKenzie and Creighton. Both came at the same time for the ball, and they got a foul there. So right now I'm a little concerned with the energy you see from the Collegiate Lions, Joby, especially on the defensive end too. You know, missing free throws, late on their rotations right now on the press. So they got some things to clean up.
You almost wonder sometimes, again, even if you hear a coach tell you, no, my team's not overconfident, does a team play up to the competition?
Yeah, I mean, I think so too, because I feel like in this day of the internet and the age of everything we see, these kids know the record of the other team. They know how strong the other divisions are. So you can't tell me that Brooklyn Collegiate didn't come in this game at least a little bit confident, like, hey, we're going to win this, we're home, we got this. But overconfidence most definitely can happen, no doubt about it.
Meanwhile, Bostic converting on the line, great form. Wow.
I've been impressed with him. You can see his confidence growing here. I'm impressed, Joey.
27-22 now. BK Collegiate all of a sudden with just a 5-point lead, trying to get on track, but Flushing holding their own on the road. Kicking it back out, getting good ball rotation, but you see Flushing applying that pressure on D. Missed shot. Almost like the Red Devils are starting to dictate this game.
They are. You know what? They've dominated this quarter right now, and they've looked stronger. They've looked like the more confident team right now, and I think it's not going to start back until for Brooklyn Collegiate until they can get some turnovers off their press, which is their bread and butter.
BK Collegiate with a little bit of a soft press here, trying to pick up the ball and trap. But again, Flushing successful in getting the ball over the line, but a turnover back the other way. BK Collegiate trying to convert.
And they can't. Another turnover.
Got to make it happen.
They have about I was an unofficial stat. They've got about 6 turnovers right now in this quarter. So they've got to clean that up. This has not been an impressive quarter. They closed the first strong, but this has not been an impressive quarter for the Collegiate Lions.
Flushing finding a way to try to get the ball over the line. BK Collegiate is very successful when they apply that man-to-man pressure, but Flushing so far has been able to solve it for the most part. And you got to think that they practiced that pretty well during the week.
Yeah, and I think they've been able to settle down a lot because their leader, Bostic, has been able to settle down too. Here's an open shot.
The miss. Jordan Royale. They were fortunate on that one because it looked like he launched it pretty good.
Yeah, it did. It did. Now, those are the ones, if you're Flushing, those are the ones you got to knock down.
That's right.
You're not going to get that many opportunities against this press of Brooklyn Collegiate. So when you get that wide open 3, got to knock it down.
27-22, second quarter action. BK Collegiate trying to open up that lead, taking some very bad shots here, but trying to go back to the cup and get the foul. And it's not happening right now, Dexter. I got to tell you, I'm trying not to be too down on this squad. And you see number 35 back into the game, Dontel Henry. Trying to get some senior leadership out on that floor is Coach Edwards. Seeing if he can get the right combination going. Meanwhile, Flushing still breaking that press. And another blown opportunity for them.
That was a nice chance for Flushing there, but they just could not handle the pass. That's another thing. When you get opportunities like that, they got to convert, and that could be the difference in the game. Right now, it's a 5-point game with 4:28 to go. So
far, pretty sloppy for both teams, but again, it's the opening round of the playoffs. Nerves unsettled. And we'll see what happens at halftime, what kind of adjustments both coaches will make. Meanwhile, BK Collegiate 2 and a possible 3-point play.
Dontel Henry, nice finish there. Nice pass there from Cheyenne. He settled down on that play. Things looked a little bit helter-skelter, but he settled down and was able to find Henry under the basket for the layup and the foul. He has a chance to convert the 3-point play.
And that's exactly what they're looking for. Nice. Second quarter. You feel the tempo starting to pick up a little bit. Every team that enters the playoffs has a sense of urgency. They know it's single-game elimination. Everybody trying to stay on track for the road to the Barclays Center. First ever PSAL championship being played there in Brooklyn. It's got to be exciting for all these squads.
Oh yes, it's always exciting. It's always exciting this time of year. I like it this time of year. I'm excited for them, but we know nobody wants to go home today. Nobody wants to be the team that's going home. Their season's over. Having played PSAL basketball, I know what that feels like, and probably knew that feeling too often. But
oh yeah, you never forget, do you?
Yeah, you don't forget that, and nobody likes to lose. And but playoff basketball is beautiful, no matter what. Playoffs in any sport is beautiful, no matter what it is. So
Shaheem Green missed the first, but hit the second. Score now is 30-23. Flushing staying confident on the road, trying to hold off BK Collegiate. Usually a very aggressive team, and they just haven't been able to hit a lot of their shots from long range.
As you say that, they hit a shot.
I think they heard me.
Rashad John with the 3 right there.
And he's the go-to guy. He likes to shoot over that zone. Good 3-point guy, and you saw him convert, and that's exactly what his coach is expecting from him now, because they've got to open up this lead and really assume control.
Yeah, he's what you call a zone buster, and he really stretches the floor. But I also like the ability that once teams start to respect his shot, I've seen him have the ability to pump fake, drive to the basket, and that's a good quality this young man has.
Nice. BK Collegiate. Craig McKenzie. Boy, he's took it up strong there.
Yeah, see, now Collegiate looks confident in their offense. Now they look like they're starting to cook. Chance at the and 1 there.
You see Shaheem Green is just staying on his horse. I mean, this guy is going right to the cup every time, trying to get to the line. He's been successful shooting foul shots, and so you know what his strategy is all game.
Yeah, and I think for Flushing to have a chance, Green and Bostic have to keep attacking. If they can keep attacking, if they can put the pressure, if they can get teams in foul trouble, they're going to be okay.
Carole Jacobs into the game for BK Collegiate. Willie Barnes will sit down. Flushing trying to stay in it here. Second quarter action in Brownsville, Brooklyn. Nice shooting touch at the line. Score now, 35-25, second quarter. BK Collegiate trying to pad that lead going into halftime. The miss, back the other way for Flushing. Sloppy ball handling. You got to wonder who he was trying to pass to off the bounce.
Yeah, I have no idea who he was looking for. And then, you know what, see, that's something that drives the coaches crazy. You have a 1-on-3. You're not winning that.
Exactly.
Pull the ball back out.
Pull it back out.
Get a good possession there. Settle your team down. It's turnovers like that are going to cost the Red Devils, because this is an interesting time of the game. We got 3:09 to go in the second quarter. Can the Red Devils keep this at 10 or under? Can they stay in this game? If they can, they got to like their chances going in the second half, Joey.
Craig McKenzie at the line. So far, BK Collegiate has not hit their foul shots. Here's another miss. there would be probably a 20-point differential right now if they were able to convert some of those foul shots.
Easily.
Flushing, facing that press, and just not handling the ball properly. So BK Collegiate will try to make it happen and convert a quick one down there off the inbounds. The miss, Flushing pulls down another rebound. Again, handling the press pretty well. Back across the line, trying to get some good shot selection down here in the half-court game. The miss, back up strong. And couldn't find the rim on that one. Meanwhile, they're trying to trap the ball and see if they can make a turnover. They do. And that's a blown layup there. Wow. Finally, the conversion.
Shaheem Green.
Shaheem Green.
That would have been a failure of epic proportions.
Absolutely. 35-27. Late here, heading into the half. BK Collegiate trying to penetrate, and here we go. Flushing. Staying settled. Ill-advised drive. That's a case where they could have pulled it back out again.
Yep.
Here comes the Lions.
Ooh.
Nice drive to the hole. Wow.
See, that's where Flushing luckily to get the ball back here. They got a 2-on-1.
That was easy. Green converting on the layup. 35-27. Flushing has managed to keep themselves in this game, taking a quick timeout. 35-29.
They're within 6, and Flushing has managed to keep themselves in the game. How? Look, sloppy play by Brooklyn Collegiate on one end led to a 2-on-1 break. Right back at it. Got a 6-point game, Joby.
So now you look at the crowd here. They're pretty settled, not too rowdy. I guess this crowd's probably used to BK Collegiate handling their business on the home court, but they're probably wondering what's going on with their squad.
Yeah, what's going on is well, let's go to a couple things. One, we said turnovers. We hit that already, right? I'm sure Coach Edwards, we see right now in the huddle, is talking to his team about that. 2, free throw shooting. You've hit on it. If they hit their free throws, they'd be up by a lot more, probably closer to 20. And they're letting Flushing hang around in this game. Now, Flushing, the way you got to look at it for them is, you know what, they got to be confident. They're within 6 with 1:44 to go. Who would have thought that? I didn't.
Not me.
No disrespect to Flushing.
I just thought that the Lions would kind of pull away and sort of control this thing from the opening tip, but that just hasn't happened because of sloppy play, ill-advised shots, and I sense some impatience on their part. Maybe they'll settle down now. They've got a lot of leadership out on that floor, and we'll see what happens here.
We shall see. 1:44. Who closes the quarter better, Joby? That's going to be the key right here.
And Collegiate bringing the ball up slowly. Cheyenne Nettleton, the junior point guard, trying to set up that offense. A three-pointer, good.
Here you go. Rashad John again from deep. You can't leave that guy open if you're Collegiate. You got to know your personnel. KYP. Can't leave him open there.
The senior providing a spark offensively. Meanwhile, Flushing going right to the cup. Let's bring it back out, and the Red Devils trying to set their offense and get some positive points heading into the half. 38-29, second quarter. Down low, couldn't convert. You got to make those shots. Red Devils trying to get some good shot selection here, but that long J was off. And luckily they got the conversion to close that gap. 38-31. Very little time left in this second quarter. And let's see what team brings that momentum into halftime.
Down to 40 seconds. I liked Flushing's patience there. They've got to show that on the defensive end if they want to have some momentum going into the half.
Again, BK Collegiate listening to their coach, Jacob Edwards, taking their time and setting the offense. Trying to get a good shot.
6 on the shot. Travel.
He's clearly frustrated too. I see the coach pacing up and down the sideline right in front of me, and I'm sure he's going to give them quite a talk at the half because this just wasn't expected. and we will see what kind of attitude they bring to the second half. Meanwhile, BK Collegiate off the turnover.
7 seconds to go.
Trying to get that final shot off. Fouls called right before the half.
So 4.1 to go. There will be free throws here.
Nettleton.
Cheyenne Nettleton.
Again, Nettleton, a guy that they count on. He's a junior, knows how to shoot free throws, and he's very calm. Good guy that can shoot from outside. Had a pulled groin, but this is his second game back. So Coach Edwards, was trying to monitor his minutes.
Yeah, I misspoke earlier. I said an ankle injury. He did have a pulled groin injury. So monitors the minutes. He's just getting his legs and wind back as he missed the first free throw. Hits the second. 4.1 seconds to go.
39-31.
Flushing get off a quality shot.
And that's the way it's going to be. First half score. BK Collegiate 39-31 over Flushing High School. And again, I have to emphasize this. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it definitely could have been a lot worse. But turnovers is what hurt us from being a better scoring game for the Brooklyn Collegiate Lions. They were unable to do that, and that'll be it. But what we'll do right now, for all you guys watching on backpackbroadcasting.com and the YouTube channel, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with an interview with Jaleel Tripp.
Hi, I'm John Stark. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz. And
hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
Jaleel.
Hi, I'm John Stark. What's going on?
Hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
Do you want to do him in the post game and insert it? Yeah, and insert it. All right? All right.
Hi, I'm John Stark. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz.
Hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
So far, so good. Turn me down a little bit.
Ooh. Whoa.
How do I sound, Joby? I sound good?
Yeah.
Fine?
You're good.
All right, cool. I was popping a little in my own ear, so I wasn't sure. It's not popping for you, right?
Good, man.
All right.
Just trying to get used to these players.
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
Could you put both here so I can just see, if I can just see one roster too? Flushing's roster more so. I need to see.
Yeah.
You mind
Okay.
if I do it? All right, cool.
That's fun.
Ready? Yeah, we're ready.
All right, back here at Brooklyn Collegiate High School, the Lions up 39-31 at the half over Flushing. Surprisingly, the 23 seed staying in this game against the 10th seed in the PSAL Brooklyn AA playoffs. Not what we expected, folks, but of course, nerves unsettled early on, and we'll see what the halftime adjustments bring. Of course, when we look at some of the scoring from Flushing, Marcus Bostic scored 2. Garfield DeParle with 5. Jordan Royale with 4. Shaheem Green, a guy that was counted on at the half at the foul line all first half and converted free throws when they needed. Then you look at Brooklyn Collegiate, really couldn't find the rim consistently. And, of course, we will see what happens as they come out of the locker room.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I know the message was strong from Coach Edwards in the locker room. Jaleel Tripp went to talk to his team. Hopefully he's able to give them some motivation. Sorry we don't have to interview with him. We're going to have him after the game because he has to give his team a little inspiration.
Absolutely.
At halftime. Can't hate on him for that. Got to give his team some inspiration. So I think the key, definitely, if you're looking on both ends, we're talking about an 8-point game right now. both teams have to take care of the ball. If Flushing wants to stay in this game, they're going to have to continue to keep attacking the rim. That's where they've done their most damage. Brooklyn Collegiate, they're going to have to go to their bread and butter. Press and trap, get points off the press. They do that, take care of the ball, hit free throws, they'll be successful.
Seems pretty simple, but
pretty simple, but execution's not always.
What you saw from Brooklyn Collegiate was uncharacteristically not playing strong and consistent in that trap and that press and making the conversions off the turnovers, because they got several opportunities. That is their bread and butter, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of that throughout this second half. Meanwhile, Flushing, who's managed to find themselves at the free throw line, will try to keep converting, because they feel like as many times as we can get to that cup, we have an opportunity to close the gap.
Yeah, they got to put the pressure on Brooklyn Collegiate's bigs if you're Flushing. And if you can get to the line, take points off the board without the clock moving, that's always what you want to do. So that's what you want to do when you're down. Flushing's got to do that, and that's going to be the key for them staying in the second half. But I've been impressed with their poise more in the second quarter, Joby. They showed a lot of poise. They finally understood to bring it out on a couple of plays, not rush things. And once they were able to do that, things looked better for them. Coach
Edwards for Brooklyn Collegiate counting on that veteran leadership. Adrian Williams, Rashad John, Willie Barnes, Cheyenne Nettleton, Devere Creighton, Craig McKenzie, Jalil Tripp, of course. He's injured, unfortunately, because of that shooting that happened back in December. He told me again, I'll be back playing basketball in August, and everybody delighted to hear that because he's a sensational player, one of the better players in Brooklyn.
Yeah, most definitely one of the better players in the league. He's done a great job with this team in his ascension from a freshman, and it's really disappointing to see him not playing. He's here on crutches. We'll definitely talk to him after the game. Win or lose, he'll be here to talk to us. So it's going to be good to hear from a young man who's keeping his head up right now.
Absolutely, and he's expecting a lot from his team. They want to advance and stay on that road to the Barclays Center. Again, a special time and a special year here in 2014 for the PSAL, making the switch from Madison Square Garden to the Barclays Center. A big-time stage for these players, especially a Brooklyn Collegiate squad. Yeah. And, of course, we talked about number 1 Lincoln awaiting to play on Thursday.
Yeah, it's big. A lot of these kids from Brooklyn would just love to play at the Barclays. I've spoken to some of them. They're very excited about it.
And BK Collegiate right out the gate, Willie Barnes spotting up and extending that lead 42-31, and they will keep that pressure on minute by minute here in the second half. I just know it because they figure Flushing came in here and they did a little more damage than we expected, but we're going to make them earn all their points now.
Yeah, as the kids will say today, I expect Brooklyn Collegiate to turn up. They're going to turn up right now. They're going to turn it up on the defensive end. They're going to turn it up offensively, and I think they're going to come out with a lot of energy.
Marcus Bostic running that offense. Actually, that was Najee Banks, and obviously BK Collegiate now making everything count down low. Craig McKenzie, the junior forward, and then you see that press. Flushing trying to solve it, but they can't. And the Lions attacking right away.
When all fails, you go to your bread and butter. You get a little press and trap, get some turnovers, easy scores. Adrian Williams to the line for 2.
And you see the sophomore, Najee Banks, consulting with his coach over here. He's a good-looking guy, man. Tall, lean. Looks like he's going to be a real good player as he packs some pounds on there on that frame. But he's certainly playing above his sophomore year.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier. He's quick. we see the speed of him. And you see this. Look, out early. He's out there, and they have the confidence to put him in. This is a playoff game we're talking about. We're talking about the playoffs. And there's a sophomore, just came up from JV, and he's right in here as Brooklyn Collegiate takes a timeout. Flushing takes a timeout. And, right now, Joby, if you're Flushing, how concerned do you have to be about, not letting this get too big?
Well, Charles Richardson, their coach, has to be concerned about his depth because he's got a good starting 5, but as BK Collegiate progresses throughout this game, they've got a deeper bench and they've got more veteran leadership out there, so that's going to kind of eke away at Flushing, and we'll see how they handle that.
Shall be interesting.
Adrian Williams on the line. Nice touch from the foul line. That's something they didn't do very well in that first half.
Yeah, it's a definite key here. You got to hit your free throws as well, too. Hit your free throws. You got a chance in this game.
And Williams, good on 2, extends that lead to 46-31. early in the third quarter. And, of course, BK Collegiate applying that press and that trap very quick. Flushing trying to find a way down there, and they get a great opportunity on an easy bucket to pull themselves back in within 13, 46-33.
Cheyenne Green's been very efficient for Flushing, and if he continues to do that inside, as our young man,
Najee
sophomore,
Banks.
Yeah, there he goes. Nice looking shot there.
Spotting up, calm, knocks it down. Back up by 15. BK Collegiate again. The press. And Craig McKenzie trying to convert on that one. Fouled, and he will get an opportunity at the line.
Yeah, got to keep it real here. Flushing's got to get the act in order right now. If they don't figure this out with the press and trap and settle down, this can get real ugly early.
Well, obviously, whatever Coach Edwards said to them at halftime is starting to kind of click in there. You see these guys a little more focused, a little more dialed in, and they're hitting their free throws now.
Yeah,
McKenzie, the junior.
Collegiate is to win this game. That's something I want to hear from Coach Edwards. What was your message at halftime to these guys? Because we see a totally different energy here, Joby, and this looks like a totally different team here in the second half.
Had to wake up.
Yes, sometimes you got to wake up.
Missed the second one. 49-33. Lions on top, trying to apply pressure and kind of get those Red Devils off kilter. And you see what's happening right now. Another conversion down low, using that size to their advantage. DeVere Creighton. 51-33 now. BK Collegiate making it happen. Off the turnover again. Down low, the pump and the fake. Another foul. And you kind of get the sense that the Red Devils kind of.
Yeah, right now the Red Devils are they're looking worn out. Look at it. The body language doesn't. They're worn out. We apologize for the audio issues we're having right now, but we're back. We're good. I was saying that the Red Devils, their body language does not look great right now. They look defeated, but they've got to pick it up. They got to think about the things they did good in the second quarter when they took care of the ball.
DeVere Creighton, nice touch from the foul line. 53-33, a 20-point deficit now for the Red Devils. Trying to handle that press by BK Collegiate. Getting the ball across the line, and now trying to find the right shot selection, but BK Collegiate not giving them very much room, getting back on defense, trying to cause those turnovers. And you see Flushing a little out of sorts.
And right now you see Brooklyn Collegiate flying all over the court, using their small home court to their advantage. And this is the kind of energy you didn't see. They're swarming to the ball right now.
Opening round of the playoffs here at BK Collegiate. Back the other way. The Lions really, really, really dialed in now. I can see their focus, and they're really trying to make this lead extend out. And I'll tell you what, the coach must have been on them like white on rice, man, at halftime.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Coach Edwards had a stern message for these guys. And you can see, I saw him clapping before the last time. You can see the intensity there where he's happy with how these guys are playing now, especially on the defensive end, Joby. It all starts with the defense. You're gonna miss shots, but if you play defense, you're always gonna have a chance. And you play defense and you rebound, you're always gonna have a chance.
Well, right now they're down by 20. Flushing came in as the 23 seed in the playoffs. Expectations weren't for them to come out with a victory. They certainly managed to stay in this one up until halftime, but right now you see BK Collegiate starting to pull away and enforce their will upon the Red Devils. And the more they can get to the foul line, the more they can start to extend that lead out if they can convert those free throws.
Yeah, if they can do that, they're going to extend it out. And right now, DeVere Creighton, he's been the man in the second half. This I think is his fifth and sixth free throw attempts of the half. So he's done an excellent job there on the break, running through. And so it's been very, very well done here. And if they continue applying the pressure on the fast break, they continue to press them, this lead can balloon. It's right now we're at 20. Who knows how high it can go.
Beautiful touch. Just a junior, too. That's pretty scary when you think about the base of this team, the nucleus. They've got a good mix of juniors and seniors, but guys that are ready to come back. And you talk about a guy like Jalil Tripp coming back with a DeVere Creighton. My God, converting on both of those free throws. 55-33 now in the third quarter. Flushing trying to find a way back in it, but BK Collegiate very quick on the press and the trap. Flushing gets the ball over the line, but of course they've got to get to the rack. Great block.
Yeah, nice one there.
And Collegiate trying to settle down with that bigger lineup. Craig McKenzie, the junior. DeVere Creighton. Bodied up. 2.
Minnie Mello coming alive here in the second half.
57-33 now. Relentless trapping and pressing. Flushing. Struggling.
Yeah, and that's the difference, right? The difference right now in this game, you look at it, it's clearly about taking care of the ball. Brooklyn Collegiate's done a better job in the second half. They've shown a lot more energy, whereas the energy right now for the Flushing Red Devils is absolutely low.
Cheyenne Nettleton back into the game now. Flushing, meanwhile, ill-advised shots. Nice follow. And the score now 57-35.
Rare turnover there.
Coach Edwards giving his team instructions, not wanting them to get unfocused out here despite the lead. Flushing just getting easy opportunities to try to climb back in this one, and they're not converting on their shots, especially down in the paint.
Yeah, they're just not hitting anything. It's half right now. Nothing is going their way. They can't take care of the ball. They're not making shots, and they're not getting into the paint with the consistency that we saw from them in the first half. You got to credit Brooklyn Collegiate's defense there.
Off the inbounds, Flushing. Just not really holding it together here, and it's going to get rougher and rougher as this lead climbs. 57-35. BK Collegiate on their home court here in Brownsville, Brooklyn. Flushing with another opportunity going back the other way. BK Collegiate in transition. Hustling for the ball. A lot of fouls called in this game.
Yeah, a lot of fouls and a lot of sloppy play. A lot of turnovers too, Joby. A lot of turnovers.
(57-35). Flushing trying to chip away at a large deficit, but they've got to convert. Being aggressive to the rack. No go. Meanwhile, BK Collegiate very aggressive to the rack, and they're not converting either.
Not at all.
Wow.
Been impressed with Dontel Henry, senior forward. He's done a great job, on the break there too. You see him fighting, got the ball back from McKenzie, and ends up getting fouled there. So tremendous job by him, being aggressive on the boards.
Dontel Henry, the senior, trying to provide a spark and hit those free throws, but the lefty was off. Coach Edwards making the necessary substitutions, trying to get the right combinations on the floor. Both misses. Luckily for Flushing, they're still down by 22 points here in the third quarter.
I don't know if it's lucky, but it's getting late early, as they'll say. So if they want to come back, they got to do something now.
Now you got to think to yourself, Dexter, a game like this in the opening round of the playoffs, does it help you or hurt you if you're BK Collegiate?
I think it can help you if you do what you're supposed to do and dominate and get a victory. But at the same time, maybe this is the way this game is going. It's the kind of game Brooklyn Collegiate leaded. Maybe they were sleepwalking a bit in the first half as Henry knocks down the three. They were sleepwalking in the first half, but now they seem to turn it up. So this is maybe a good kind of game in the first round because you learned a lesson early on in this game that you can't sleep on any team.
And Flushing having a terrible time against that press. BK Collegiate growing ever more confident. Probably could have got a better shot selection on that one, but the pressure never ending. Another turnover back the other way. BK Collegiate on the run. Working the ball around the perimeter, trying to find the right shot. The miss.
See, even on those missed shot opportunities here, I've liked what I've seen from Brooklyn Collegiate. That was excellent patience, excellent ball movement on that possession. They got the open shot to Willie Barnes. He just couldn't knock it down.
Yeah, he was in the right spot for that one. Nice stroke too, but couldn't find the rim.
And you'll live with that as a coach. You know, you like that. They made the right play. They swung the ball around the horn.
Nice rotation, yeah.
They just weren't able to get it.
Flushing. Their opportunities becoming dimmer and dimmer as time wanes on here in the second half. 3 and the miss. Now it's BK Collegiate, and they keep the pressure on. They're really running. Stop and pop, air ball. Coach Edwards not happy about that, but his team still managing to defend well and keep the pressure on. And here's another opportunity, a 2-on-3.
And they're just attacking and attacking and attacking. See Cheyenne Nelson right there, did the right thing, protected the ball on that, drove in. He'll now go to the line for 2. And it doesn't matter who Coach Edwards has inserted in here, they've all come in, they've trapped well, they've taken better care of the ball here, and they've also, most importantly, Joby, what have they done in the second half? They made their free throws.
And Nettleton, a guy that they usually count on to hit those. They're nursing a big 60-35 lead right now in the third quarter. Can you imagine if these guys hit these free throws? They would have doubled up Flushing by now.
They might have had 80 already.
He's good on that one. 61-35 and more pressure. Unrelenting. Flushing trying to get that ball over the line. And that's where they usually find themselves in trouble. As soon as they get over the line, they make the bad pass or, the errant read. And obviously, BK Collegiate has been the beneficiary of that, but they've created those opportunities with good defense.
The various traps that Brooklyn Collegiate presents forces you to do what the trap's supposed to do, get the ball to the corners. You need to keep the ball in the middle of the floor if you're Flushing in order to prevent yourselves from turnovers, but they're unable to do that.
I see Isaiah Strickland out there, number 31 now. Coach Edwards trying to find a different combination all the way to the cup with Cheyenne Nettleton. And he's really starting to come alive in the second half.
He is. He's been a big spark along with Creighton, who's done an excellent job of scoring here in the second half.
Red Devils still unsettled. And BK Collegiate not giving them any room to breathe.
Using the sideline as an extra man. See, anytime, even when they get the ball to the sideline, you say, oh, they got it over half court, they broke the trap. Nope, don't have it. They immediately converge them and force another bad pass.
63-35, just under 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. BK Collegiate up on Flushing High School, opening round of the PSAL AA playoffs. Loser goes home, single game elimination. Nettleton with a great stroke.
Yeah, and that's where you're Flushing. You're like, what can we do? They're attacking us inside. They're hitting it from the outside. Nice pass here.
And finally, Flushing gets one down on the other end.
One thing I'm surprised about, Joby, that we didn't see, I'm surprised Flushing didn't counter with a trap. You have a small court here. They didn't trap and press a lot, too. Maybe that's not their style as a team.
Well, they're mostly a zone team.
Yeah.
Coach Richardson did say that prior to the game, and he was concerned about how they would fare physically, with this end-to-end trap. And obviously the press has been incredible by BK Collegiate as they've turned it up more and more as the game has worn on. Of course, they also have a size advantage and a quickness advantage. As you saw these teams warm up prior to the game, it was clear that BK Collegiate had the physicality that they needed to really dominate this team, and obviously that's happened.
Yeah, obviously you've seen that. The score is a clear reflection of that. And to go back to your point about them being his own team, when you get to this point of the year, you're not going to get away from your principles. You're going to do what you do.
Yes.
Their bread and butter is playing their 2-3. Brooklyn Collegiate, they're going to trap and press you. and they're not getting away from that either. So,
and the fact still remains they are a 5-11 team coming in, and that's certainly shown up here. They had a lot of spirit early on, but they are not in the class of BK Collegiate.
No, they're not, and the score reflects that. But you got to give Flushing credit. They came out with fight. They didn't go down easily. There's an easy score and one for Rashad John. So right now, Brooklyn Collegiate is clicking on all cylinders.
And they've got fresh legs. I mean, you look at Coach Edwards, he's made the proper substitutions, gotten guys in and out, and gotten people the right minutes on the floor, and he's found the right combinations, especially when they started running.
Yeah, and they're a deep team. You got to remember, they're very deep. They can mix and match. They have a lot of guys, even some of the younger guys here, they're getting some good playoff experience. And this is where this can help them in the next round, depending on who they will play in the next round. Looks like it probably will be high school construction, but which should be a good matchup. But this is definitely going to help them.
Flushing again, trying to find a way against this press where they've just turned the ball over time and time again. Nice step through, but no go. BK Collegiate once again relaxing, playing their game. Right out of the half, they seem like the Lions of old.
25 seconds to go here. Brooklyn Collegiate going to try to get a quality shot.
Teardrop, no go. Flushing. They need a basket. They need something positive going into this fourth and final quarter here. And they get it. The score now 69-37. 69-39. Heading into the fourth and final quarter of this opening round game, BK Collegiate Lions now with a 30-point lead. Incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty much a wrap here. What went from an 8-point game to at the half is now a 30-point game, plus 22 in one quarter for the Brooklyn Collegiate Lions. So anytime you do that, you pretty much took the heart out of the other team.
And so many points off turnovers. Again, the unrelenting pressure that they've been able to apply. And physically, they just put it on Flushing. And I don't think there was much they could do about that. They hung in there early, but this is exactly what we expected.
Yeah, we expect them to come out strong in the second half. They did exactly just that. And they look like they're running away with it right now. So looking at some of the stats here, we're going to tally up some of the stats here for some of these guys. For Flushing, Bostic, he tried to give a good effort, but right now he's only got 5 points. There's nobody on Flushing's team that is in double figures. So hopefully, they can have they're doing that. This is just a dominating performance for Brooklyn Collegiate right now. You got to look at that. They've only got 39 points. This Flushing, nobody in that team is in double figures, and that's a testament to the press and trap by Jacob Edwards.
Yeah, and this isn't a case of just Flushing. I've actually watched BK Collegiate do this against other teams throughout their season. So this isn't any surprise to me that they've been able to force turnovers and obviously start clicking and converting those into actual points.
Yeah, this is just going to be about right now. I feel like in this quarter it's just about can Brooklyn Collegiate just keep working on the things that went well for them in the third quarter. Because the game's out of hand, but you don't want to get sloppy. You want to keep good things up.
And that's what Coach Edwards is emphasizing from the sideline. Come on, guys, let's play our game. We've got another game to advance to, and you certainly can't afford to play this sloppy at the next level because it gets harder.
Yes.
As you make that trek towards Barclays Center, the teams get a lot tougher, and you won't be able to make these kind of mistakes.
Can't make these kind of mistakes, and the guy at the line right now, Devere Creighton, who misses the first 15 points total. He had a huge third quarter. He's looking to add on that. And, the thing is, the next game you come out, you got to say, hey, we can't come out like we did in the first quarter, Joe, but we got to come out with a lot more energy. And that's going to be the message in practice over the next couple days.
Devere Creighton good on the second one. Again, 70, 39, 31-point lead now. BK Collegiate with the press, and oh my goodness, bad pass. Flushing just not staying focused, and besides the pressure that has been put on them, you've seen them basically fall apart here in the second half, and they just haven't made it happen. I mean, they were in the game early, believe it or not, but right now they're just totally disoriented.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just see this. The spirit's been taken out of them right now. Creighton.
Wow.
Right now he's
DeVere
got
Creighton finding that stroke.
18 for him, number 20. Give you some other scorers in this game. Craig McKenzie has 10, and Rashad John, he also has 15. He's been tremendous from the outside. So 3 players in double figures for Lions, none for Flushing.
Once again, BK Collegiate, man-to-man press, yielding turnover after turnover.
It's just relentless right now. They're up 72 to 39.
Marcus Bostic back in the game for Flushing, trying to see if they could get somebody to settle them down. Of course, time winding down on the Red Devils, trying to handle that press and trap. And it just doesn't look like they're getting that solved. BK Collegiate pushing them out. Wow.
And one.
Rashad John playing big here in the second half.
Yeah, so his total, that's 17 for him on the day. Go to the line looking for one more. But
And you expect that from him. He's a senior. He's been there. He understands what it takes. And again, to emphasize what we talked about from the top of the broadcast, a lot of these guys have played together for 3 straight years.
yeah, and I think that's a huge factor in what you're seeing today.
And they've won a championship at the lower level,
Yep.
single A. So it makes kind of a lot of sense why they're having so much continuity now and success, because they have played together and they know what it takes to win.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
half the battle.
it is. And the program came up at the right time after winning a championship at that single A level, and now they've come to this. So this is a team that has a championship culture. Might not be in the double A level, but Jacob Edwards has installed that here in this program, and it's continued. And it's now going out. This is the first year they had a JV team at this school, so the program's starting to trickle down from them, and they're starting to move up. So.
What about the fact that they're seeded number 10 in the PSAL playoffs? Do you think that they should have been maybe amongst the top 6 teams?
I had a conversation with somebody about that yesterday, and I feel that, yes, they should have been. The issue is, and I know the way the PSAL looks at it, is that they don't want – the best teams are in Brooklyn. Let's just be point blank about that. And you can say I'm biased, I'm a Brooklyn guy, but that's just the truth.
No.
A little. I'm admitting to it. The thing is, Joby, the best teams are there, and I know they don't want to have as many Brooklyn matchups early on. So I think the PSAL, they won't admit this, but they've been looking to separate the teams as best as they can and balance. My only problem with it is I think sometimes you're getting teams that maybe aren't what I would say, quote-unquote, playoff eligible, playoff ready. You got a team in Flushing here who's 5-11. It's a legit argument you can make. Do they really belong in the PSAL AA playoffs? Were they really ready for this level of competition? We do a game today. We're happy to do this here on backpackbroadcasting.com, but here we have a 36-point game right now, and we love talking basketball and broadcasting basketball to both of us, but do they belong in the playoffs? So yes, my answer is I think they should have been in the top 16. This is one of the best 6 teams in the city, my opinion.
Absolutely, and as we run down those top 6, it's Lincoln, of course, Tiny Morton's troops that stayed undefeated in the PSAL and are trying to make a run for their second straight consecutive PSAL championship. Then you got Wings, a team that took Lincoln down to the wire at CCNY in Harlem, USA last year. Desir Buey and company. They're the number 2 seed in the PSAL, followed by Ron Niclario's Cardozo Judges, perennial power. Number 3, Jefferson. They're the 4th seed, followed by Curtis, who everybody can't afford to sleep on. Curtis is a very dangerous team at number 5. And then, of course, you have South Shore in the number 6 spot. All teams that had byes this Tuesday but will play on Thursday.
The key is, the question on everybody's mind this year is, can somebody knock off Lincoln? That's the big key. Can somebody knock off Lincoln? Now, Wings was right there.
Right.
And Wings easily could have won that semifinal game last year, Joby. You remember being there.
Oh, I was there.
They easily could have won that game, and if it wasn't for execution, as we spoke so much about in this game, down the stretch, they could have easily been in the championship game last year against Jefferson, but they were not.
77-44 now, and it just keeps getting worse for the Red Devils. I'm sure it's going to be a long ride back to Queens after this one, but they can take pride in the fact that they didn't get blown out in the first half.
Yeah, I think they can take pride in that. And that's something the coaching staff's going to look to build on. Rashad John, almost with another nice finish here. He gets to the line. That's something they can build on, definitely. But look, they got their feet wet in the AA playoffs. This is a nice taste for them. They showed some pride in the first half. You like to see that out of your team. They competed. They didn't give up. They're still competing here to the end. He still got some of his starters out there, and that's a good sign to see.
Now, when you look at BK Collegiate and the track they will have to go on to get all the way to Barclays, they certainly are capable.
Yeah.
Again, they were able to play Lincoln pretty tough before Isaiah Whitehead helped the Rail Splitters over the top in overtime back in that game here in this gym. But they have to be a confident team, and I've talked to coaches around the PSAL that say BK Collegiate is the kind of squad that you just don't really want to have to face. And they certainly have the confidence level to make a nice run.
Yeah, but you know what, the funny thing is I think there's a couple teams that can do that, even besides them. I think they definitely could do it. It would be easier if they had Tripp playing. I definitely think it would be easier if they had Tripp playing. They are missing their best player, their scorer, a guy I think that could take over games for them, which you need in the postseason. Now, with that being said, can Wings knock off Lincoln? Can they make a nice run? Sure, I can see that. Does South Shore do that? Definitely. Curtis, you said it. Don't sleep on them.
Don't sleep on them.
Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them right now, too. I'm going to throw another team out there. I did a report on them earlier this year that I like. Westinghouse. The Westinghouse Warriors, who Brooklyn Collegiate played in the Borough tournament, Brooklyn Borough tournament, and beat them in the first round. After they beat them twice, the Westinghouse Warriors, in the regular season, they're a tough-minded team. They got Isaiah Gurley. They're a tough-minded team.
Gurley's a heck of a player.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player. They're a tough team. They're a team to watch. I've been telling people all year, don't sleep on them. I liked how they played Lincoln, even though they lost to them by 17 in their third game of the season. They showed me a lot of toughness there. And I think that's the thing. Listen, Brooklyn bias coming out again. The Brooklyn team's got heart. They're strong. They're not. A lot of teams want to knock off Lincoln. Can they do it is the question. I'm going to throw it to you, Joby. Can somebody knock off Lincoln this year?
I really think because Lincoln is playing with two mindsets. One, they want a state championship.
Yeah.
They didn't get that last year, and I think they've got so much senior leadership out there on the floor that they would, even if they were unfocused at moments in the game, they always seem to pull it back together. And they just, they got off to a very quick start against Jefferson in the Brooklyn Borough playoff game there at CCNY, 18-0 run. Isaiah Whitehead playing like the All-American he is. Desi Rodriguez, outstanding player. Elijah Boone. These guys are all D1 guys. I mean, Elijah Boone's going to St. Peter's. Desi and Isaiah to Seton Hall. Thomas Holly down low in the paint is going to play football in the Southeastern Conference for the Florida Gators. Tiny Morton's final season at Lincoln. And then, of course, they lost their beloved coach, Jermaine Brown, and they're playing for Maine. So there's so much emotion in that team right now. It would be very hard for me to see them getting knocked off, but you never know. You never know. But I think that they're going to be right there, and it's going to be a fantastic game to watch whoever makes it on March 8th to Barclays Center.
It's hard for them to see them knocked off right now, but it shall be interesting.
Okay. Just pouring it on now, 83-44. BK Collegiate pulling away down the stretch here in Brownsville, Brooklyn. They've got to feel good about their second half performance. They took care of business. They handled their business, created a lot of points off turnovers. That press worked for them magically, and what a lot of effort that they put forth. They were very quick and attentive to Flushing.
Yeah, they were. They paid attention to detail in the second half. They did the little things, took care of the ball, got turnovers, hit their free throws, scored inside and out as Adrian Williams with a steal.
Wow.
The only question here is the final outcome. 83 points for Brooklyn Collegiate right now. They got it. With the way they're pressing, they got a shot at 100. I don't know if they'll call off the Dogs at some point, but they've got a shot at 100 right now, the way these boys can score.
Yeah, and I think that they want to kind of finish off on a strong note.
Yes.
And send a message that we're playing for real, game in and game out.
Yeah. And they're ready. They're ready to go. I talked to Coach Edwards yesterday about this game, and he told me, he said, "Hey, look, we're going to come in and play the best we can play in the first round. We're not extremely worried about it. If we can't win in the first round, we're not good enough to compete for a championship. And that's the kind of attitude and focus that this team has right now.
Wow. There goes that press again. Adrian Williams. Wow. They are just lightning quick on that thing, and they're right to the cup and back to the foul line.
That's the thing. Brooklyn Collegiate, they can attack the rim. They've become a better team from the outside with players like Rashad John. McKenzie can hit shots from the outside. Adrian Williams when he wants to. And they have so many different ways they can attack you, both inside and out. And the thing I keep stressing, the one thing I like about this team, as opposed to some other teams, is they're deep. They're 8 to 10 deep. They can throw a lot of guys at you. And honestly, sometimes Tripp being out, sometimes when you have a good player out like that, it forces everybody to step up, and that's exactly what's happened. That's what it does. Dontel Henry waiting to enter the game, and you see Coach Edwards just sifting guys in and out with rhythm, and they're coming in and playing well together, the combinations on the floor, but they all execute that press and that trap unbelievably. And you see what's happening. Flushing just can't get their feet on the ground, and it's another turnover. Wow. BK Collegiate controlling the ball and the tempo here in the second half. Late, leading 84-44 now. 40-point lead for the Lions. Patiently hitting their shots. 3:27 to go. They got 86 points.
And you really like to see a team come in here and be competitive throughout the game, but we knew this from the top. We were surprised by that halftime score, and now, this is pretty much what I expected.
Yeah.
No discredit to Flushing. They just weren't the type of team that could stay on the floor with the Lions all the way through. And once the Lions got their mistakes taken care of, and now they're just shooting the lights out in their own gym. Dontel Henry finding his spot and that stroke. Now, can you believe they've basically doubled them up? 89-44. BK Collegiate up. Clock winding down. Flushing not hitting any shots on the other end.
But those guys are still fighting out there, man.
Absolutely. They never quit. Never quit.
They hit a three-pointer there. But the thing is, right now, you look at Brooklyn Collegiate, and this is where we talked earlier about can this game help them, Joby? Now they got a bounce in their step. Now they're confident. They're going to that next game. They blew a team out. They'll most likely will go on the road in the next game. We'll know later today. But they've got some confidence. This is something you could build upon.
And you've got to think that a team that's able to execute that man-to-man pressure from end to end is always going to have a chance to be victorious because they execute it so well.
Yeah.
And the energy they provide in that, and I got to think that they're a very well-conditioned squad because you've seen these guys up and down the court at lightning speed and creating those turnovers and converting on the other end.
The one concern I always have with press and trap teams, Lincoln always has this too, but they seem to do it well. How does that fare when you play on bigger courts later in the tournament? When you play at St. John's, when you play at TCNY, when you play at the Barclays, if you get there,
can you keep it up?
Yeah, how does that translate? Because this is a small court, and schools who have smaller courts have that advantage. Nice move and finish there for Flushing.
It's a 90-49 ball game. Time ticking down here. PSAL opening round of the AA playoffs. BK Collegiate trying to make a run for 100. Will they make it?
I don't know. 2 minutes to go. If they keep pressing the trap and get some turnovers, they got a shot.
Yeah, you see Flushing kind of over-dribbling against that press. And you want to see a team kind of throw it over the top, make a pass here and there, but they find themselves dribbling too much, and then BK Collegiate making it happen on the other end.
Yeah, and that's kind of been a downfall of Flushing today, as valiant as an effort as they've given. And I still think there's a lot they can take in their first half performance. They've over-dribbled. This is a learning experience for them and how to deal with a tough press from an elite team.
Wow, nice move.
Oh. Dontel Henry, no relation, was looking to end that there.
Trying to buff it.
Yeah.
We haven't had a dunk all game.
No, we have not. Come on, guys. You got to give us one for the highlight.
Somebody's got to accentuate the positive down the stretch here.
Hey, you called for it. I'd like to see one, too.
No dunks all game.
So 1 2:55 to go. And still seeing if they can get to 100. 7 away. 93-49.
You could just see Flushing, boy. They're just tired.
Yep.
Wow.
This is how you get to 100. Turnovers, but they should have made that shot.
Wow.
Wow.
I think they may make it.
95. All right.
95-49.
Okay.
There's a chance to break 100. BK Collegiate came out and exploded in the second half after only leading by 8 going into the locker room.
It's been an explosion. So we have a substitute. I think a player got poked in the eye. Our producer Paul Becker is saying that they will make 100. So Joby, you got somebody else on your
Why
team?
not, right?
I'm going to go with you guys. I say they make 100.
See, because of that, because
that turnover
the bad passes and it just hasn't happened for the Red Devils when they needed to really make a move coming out of that locker room. They just really hustled backwards.
1 minute to go.
There you go.
And they're at 97. So 3 points to go in less than a minute. Will they get 100? It'll be nice if there was some kind of free giveaway. You know, when they have those free giveaways when you hit 100?
Fans are excited here at BK Collegiate Gym for their squad because they're going to advance in the PSAL playoffs with a huge victory over Flushing.
Huge victory. 97-49 right now. Just a dominant one here in Brownsville.
And we talked about the close schedule of games.
Yeah.
And how each team has very little breathing room between each matchup as you make that final run to March 8th. These teams have quick turnarounds, you know. So a team like BK Collegiate looking to get to 100 points here, but no easy buckets. No easy buckets down the stretch.
And I like that. I like that from Flushing. You're still playing hard.
Oh, yeah.
We don't want anything to get dirty here. Good job by the young man from Brooklyn Collegiate, sophomore. Took a hard foul, got right up, went to the free throw line. But back to the schedule. Listen, you win this game, you got to put it behind you. You got a business to take care of on Thursday. If you're Brooklyn Collegiate, you don't want to look too far ahead. It's obviously the mantra is always one game at a time, Joby. You do that, you have that mindset. That's how you get to a championship. We're at 99.
99. Wow. A 50-point lead.
See, now I'm gonna feel bad for you and Paul if they fall short by 1. You guys were so close.
Wow. Here we go. BK Collegiate.
26 seconds left, folks.
Trying to break 100 or get to 100 at least.
Looks like they might dribble it out.
Good
shot.
Good sportsmanship here.
Jacob Edwards calls no shot. So you guys fall 1 short.
They certainly had an opportunity, but that's the way this one's going to end. 99-49. The BK Collegiate Lions advance in the PSAL playoffs with an incredible victory over the 23-seeded Flushing Red Devils. Of course, the Lions came in as a 10th seed, handled their business. Coach Edwards has got to be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling good. Listen, it wasn't what we expected out of Brooklyn Collegiate in the first half, but we saw them step it up, turn up in the second half. That's exactly what they did, and they put this game away.
And we see Jalil Tripp injured with his crutches, but he's actually a great sportsman himself, and obviously he gave an emotional speech to his team at halftime. He's got to feel good about his squad advancing, and they've dedicated this season to him.
Yeah, and I think he's a huge inspiration for this team right now. They know how much he's hurting, like literally in pain, and wants to be out there on the basketball court, and we'll hopefully see and hear from him soon. We're going to have Jalil Tripp, we're going to have Coach Edwards, and we're going to have hopefully our player of the game come on here and talk to myself and Joby after we take this break on BackpackBroadcasting.com.
Hi, I'm John Stark. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz.
Hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
We got through it, man.
Who's going to be at the clock for next time?
Hi, I'm John Stark. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz.
Hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
Welcome back to BackpackBroadcasting.com. Dexter Henry here after the Brooklyn Collegiate Lions, had a huge playoff victory over the Flushing Red Devils. I'm joined by Jaleel Tripp, was out for the year, broke his leg earlier this year. It was very disappointing. Jaleel, first of all, let's talk about this game. Very good game for you guys.
Yeah.
Blowout win. What did you think of how your team performed?
I think the first half we was like a little nervous because this is the first playoff game my team played without me, and so but they knew that it was a very important game to win. So I think in the second half when I went to talk to them, everybody got turned up, and that's when we came out and played BC basketball.
That's something I said in the broadcast. I said what Brooklyn Collegiate we saw them do in the second half is what you hear from a lot of kids today. They turned up.
Yeah.
What did you tell them at halftime in the locker room? What was your message to them in order to get them to turn it up in the second half?
I told them that the game was more important than them. It was about the team, about me, about the staff, about the fans, and it's just about the program, period. So don't go out there and play for yourself, play for the team, play for everybody else, and most importantly, get that win for me.
Yeah, they needed to get a win for you. Were you a little bit surprised at how strong Brooklyn Collegiate came out not Brooklyn Collegiate, excuse me, Flushing came out. You guys came out strong in the second half. Were you surprised about how strong Flushing came out in the first half?
No, I wasn't much surprised because Coach told us that every playoff game, everybody comes out different. They come out harder because nobody want to go home. It's one game elimination. You lose, you go home. So we knew what we was getting into. We knew they was going to come out hard.
Let everybody know out there, I know you've been working hard. I know you've been working hard to rehab. How's that going? You will be back on the court playing basketball in August. How you feeling about that? Excited? Looking forward to next season?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Told the team the good news, so everybody was happy. So we just taking it slow and taking our time just for me to get back on the court.
Now, this team has championship aspirations, whether you on the team or not. I know you want to see these guys go far. How good can this Brooklyn Collegiate team be?
We could be very good, even without me playing or just me sitting on the bench. They know what we could do, and the rest of the city know what we could do. And I told my team that, hands down, I think we're the best team in the city.
So there's a lot of confidence right
Yes.
there. All right, now here's the thing. You guys struggle the next game. We're going to hear some more halftime speeches from you?
Of course.
What game's over?
Just tell them that go home, get some rest, and just stay focused, get ready for the next game.
There you go. Brooklyn Collegiate, they're going to be ready for the next game. That's Jaleel Tripp, junior guard, one of the best players in the city. You'll be able to see him starring here next year with the Brooklyn Collegiate Lions. Jaleel, wish you guys well in the playoffs. That's Jaleel Tripp. I'm Dexter Henry. We're going to take a break here on BackpackBroadcasting.com. When we come back, we'll have Coach Jacob Edwards, Devere Creighton, maybe some other players, and then myself and Joby. We're going to wrap things up.
Hi, I'm John Stark. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz.
Hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
Hi, I'm John Stark. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz.
Hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
Hi, I'm John Stark. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz.
Hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
Hi.
Dexter Henry back here at Brownsville, Brooklyn Collegiate High School. I'm joined with head coach Jacob Edwards after a huge win in the first round of the playoffs, blowout win. All right, but coach, I'm going to get right to it. We're doing this broadcast, myself and Joby, and we're saying you guys look like you were sleepwalking through the first half. But then in the second half, everything changed. Jaleel told me he talked to the guys at halftime. What was your message to the guys at halftime?
Well, my message was basically, I told the kids, I said, listen, it's not about X's and O's. It's playoff time. and we letting this team just stick around with us. We're not playing like we're capable of destroying this team. I said I'm gonna walk out of here and y'all talk it over, and when we come out, we be ready to play some ball.
99 points. You guys really turned it up in the second half. What was the difference in the second half? I thought, one, you guys took care of the ball. Obviously, you made shots. But what do you think was a big difference for you guys in the second half?
Intensity. In the second half, we came and played playoff intensity basketball, all 5 guys on the court. I know sometimes Flushing probably thought we had 10 guys on the court the way we was covering ground, and that's what actually took us to this victory.
The press and trap has worked so well for you guys on certain teams this year where you can impose your will early. Is that something teams should fear right now with this Brooklyn Collegiate Lions team? That you're going to come out with the press and trap?
Oh, yes, definitely. Like I said, we finally got a full bench now, and we're going to play our style of basketball now. It's no more slow down basketball. We're pressing 32 minutes, and if you can't handle it, you'll be going home.
I asked you this earlier in the season. I'm going to ask you this now. This playoff time, you won a round. How good can this team be? How far can they go in this playoff tournament?
I think we could go as far as we want to go. Actually, if we come in and compete from the jump ball and not give up possessions, I think we go a long way.
Next up, you don't know who you guys will play right now, but have you thought about that matchup? And it's a quick turnaround. You got time to scout tomorrow. You got practice. Quick turnaround for Thursday. This team is going to be ready on Thursday?
Yes, that's why we went and played in a tournament in Baltimore. Those type of tournaments, help us prepare for certain situations like this. And we also had a couple of three in a row games when we went to play Lehigh and Mount Vernon on the back end of 3 games in a row. So those are the type of tournaments and situations that prepare us for situations like this.
Now the Brooklyn Collegiate fans that come on, they don't want to see another slow start on Thursday. You know that, right?
Yeah, definitely. They're going to support. If a high school construction win, that's not too far from here. They're going to come out and support. If Manhattan Center win, we got another home game.
What are you hoping for, a home game, or you want to go out on the road?
You always want a home game, but we're going to be prepared for whichever team comes out victorious.
There you go. You heard it from Jacob Edwards. Huge win for the Brooklyn Collegiate Lions. 99 points they scored today on the Flushing Red Devils. When we come back, we'll have Devere Creighton. He scored 18 points in this game. He'll join me on BackpackBroadcasting.com.
John Starks. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz.
Hi,
Thanks,
this
Coach.
is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
Welcome back to Brownsville. Dexter Henry for Backpack Broadcasting, and I'm joined by one of the stars of today's game. Huge victory for the Brooklyn Collegiate Lions, Devere Creighton. He had 18 points. Devere, I spoke with your coach about this. You guys were a little bit slow in the first half, but what went right for you guys in the second half? Because you had a huge start at the beginning of the second half. We hit a bunch of shots, strong inside and out. What went right for you guys in the second half?
We just had to buckle down on defense. Defense is the key to get all our victories, and if you don't buckle down on defense, then you will have no victory in the league.
Were you guys disappointed in the way you started out this game? Is that something you talked about mostly on the defensive end to improve in the second half?
Oh, absolutely. We had to, as a team, we had to remind our team about that second round loss we had last year against Wings Academy. That totally left a bad taste in our mouth. So we wanted to come out so strong, but then people were so excited because it's a playoff game, so it had the jitters. But then second half, we turned it up, and the jitters was out our body.
You talked about that second round loss to Wings last year. Now you're in the second round again. So I know what you're thinking. I'm sure a lot of teams thinking, we got to get past this round. What's it going to take to get past the second round?
We have to buckle down. We have to get stops defensively, communication. If we don't have that, then it's a possibility we may lose this game.
How confident are you in this team right now? This is a good win. You guys put up 99 points. how confident you guys can go further than the second round this season?
Oh, definitely. My teammates and I is totally confident because the only thing we talk about is going to St. John's. We got to get past the second round. After we get past the second round, we got higher goals. It's championship or bust with us. Anything less than great is unacceptable for us.
You guys obviously, a lot of injuries this year. Lost Jaleel. Cheyenne was out for a little bit. Have you liked how this team has come together? Because now you guys are almost home again, minus Jaleel. But now you guys got a lot of bodies. Have you liked how this team has come together late in the season?
Oh, absolutely. We all came together as a real, true family. We all came together as a true family. So with the injuries, as a young leader I am on this team, I had to rally up my soldiers and talk to them about what we had to do in order to succeed in this PSAL. So what we did was we started hanging out more. We started the chemistry, communication, and that started bucking down and getting us good wins in the PSAL.
Last thing, talked to you before today's game. You told me you guys were ready. You were confident. What's your confidence level at now going into Friday's game?
My confidence is totally above our average right now. I mean, we're very confident. I just can't wait till Friday to see who we play.
Yep, that should be a good one. That's DeVere Creighton, 18 points today. Nice game inside. Man, I like to call Mini Mello. Nice game inside and outside. DeVere Creighton here, Dexter Henry. We're going to take a little bit of a break on Backpack Broadcasting. We'll be back, myself, Joby Smith, to wrap things up.
Hi, I'm John Starks. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz.
And hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
Welcome back to BK Collegiate. The Lions with a resounding 50-point win here in their home gym. Opening round of the AA playoffs in the PSAL, and they certainly look like they're ready to make a run.
Yeah, they definitely do, Joby. They came out with an impressive performance, especially in the second half. They turned it up defensively. That was a key. You heard from Coach Edwards. You heard from the players, Jaleel Tripp and DeVere Creighton, how much it was important for them to turn it up in the defensive end. That's exactly what they did, and if they play like that, they can go far in this PSAL playoffs.
And we saw what happened. They were up by 8 going into the half and exploded literally in the second half. And really the points came off turnovers. That press was relentless. They kept driving it home. They believe in that, and they executed it well.
Yeah, they definitely did. And with that press, which is their bread and butter, as I've been saying all game, that's how they're going to make a difference here in the playoffs. And if they can turn the teams over, get easy points, that's going to bode well for them in the long run.
Now, when you look at the guys that they had combined on the floor and the substitutions and the depth of the bench, that's really what really plays a large part in your success, especially in the postseason.
Oh, no doubt about that. The deeper the team, the deeper you can go. When you go 8 to 10 deep in the postseason, when you could bring up sophomore players that are just coming from JV with confidence and put them into the rotation, most teams can't do that in the PSAL playoffs. There's very few teams that can say they can do that. Brooklyn Collegiate happens to be one of them. They're a team to be reckoned with. They're forced. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now. They've gotten healthy, Joby, which is a huge factor for them right now. And if they continue to stay healthy with the confidence instilled for them from the coaching staff, Jaleel Tripp, who's giving them a boost emotionally that they're playing for, it's going to help them in this PSAL playoffs, no matter who they play.
Now, early in that first half, we saw them really not be able to convert on the other end. Obviously, not hitting foul shots, not hitting open shots.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, when they come out in the second half, renewed energy, they're ready to go. And Coach Edwards must have emphasized execution from end to end, because what we saw was a lot of pressure, causing turnovers, and converting. And it just worked that way methodically.
He knew that it had to start on the defensive end, and I think that's something, a staple that you hear from a lot of teams. It's got to start on the defensive end. I think a lot of times we get impressed with the scoring, 99 points. We joked on the broadcast about whether they would hit 100 or not. You were wrong. Paul was wrong. But
they were great sportsmanship. That's why they could have hit over 100.
And you always have to credit that, especially when you see that on a level of high school basketball. Great sportsmanship. They were not trying to run up the score. Coach Edwards wanted to play hard, but where he wanted to play hard, Joby, was on the defensive end, and that's what they did. You saw them flying all over the court, as he said. We saw that. And when they're able to use their length, their speed, their quickness, they are a very dangerous team because they can turn defense to offense very quickly.
And that's exactly what I expect them to do as they advance throughout the playoffs. Again, they win by 50 points. Brooklyn Collegiate in a resounding victory over the Flushing Red Devils, who were in it early, but really it got away from them. And that's what we had as a result here in Brownsville. It's going to be exciting moving down throughout the playoffs. I'm Joby Smith along with Dexter Henry, and on behalf of the entire crew here at Backpack Broadcasting.
Tremendous crew.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hi, I'm John Starks. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz.
And hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
Hi, I'm John Starks. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz.
And hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.